Good day everyone, my name is Eric Pananganan, BS Criminology 2 at Negros Oriental State University. So, by the way, today I will be discussing or reporting about on CA200 institutional corrections. Let's go. So, this is all about on CA200 institutional based correction. So, for today's video, I will be tackling more about on concise history of the Bureau of Corrections. So lesson 3. In this lesson, we will be tackling or learning on the study on institutional agencies in the Philippines, like Code of Kalitan, Bilibid Prison, San Ramon Prison, and Penal Farm, Iwahig Penal Colony, Correctional Institute for Women, New Bilibid Prison, Davao Penal Colony, Sablayan Penal Farm, Leyte Regional Prison, Provincial Jail System, and Public Attorney's Office or PAO. So, first, study on institutional agencies in the Philippines. So, states institutions are an economy's primary facilitator of social and economic development. It also research to shows that these institutions can be a major source of like growth, and then it is also effective institutions aid investment in physical and human capital, in research and development, and in technology. So the Philippines is a republic with a presidential form of government wherein power is equally divided among its three branches. First, executive, followed by legislative and judicial. So the government seeks to act in the best interest of the citizens through this system of check and balance. So social institutions arise because of a felt need of the members of the society. It is also an established and integrated set of social norms that primarily function to help preserve basic societal values. So, example of institution, we have here criminal justice system, education, economy, environment, family, government, media, politics, and region. So, this one is the example of institution, basically. So, what is institution? Institutions also have an important redistributive role in play in the economy. Like they make sure that resources are properly allocated, and ensure that the poor or those with fewer economic resources are protected, and then they also encourage trust by providing policing and justice systems which adhere to a common set of laws. And then institutions are structures of society that fulfill the needs of the society. So gi-fulfill ang needs sa society, sa usa ka grupo. Not only are they essential to the society's needs, they also help to build the society itself. Meaning to say, dili kay ang essential ra may ganit sa society, but also help to build the society itself. So institutions have been identified as a leading determinant of economic development around 1990 to what I call this to 2004, and then to the north in 1990. It is argued that the institutions of a given society affect the path of the economic development by structuring political, economic, and social interactions among its members. So the government as an institution, as a part of the institution of the state, is a machinery through which the will of the state is formulated, expressed, and what do you call this, realized. Like government in addition performs the following functions. We have here the lawmaking. It is the one of the functions and includes the executions. Whether whether old or new, institutions seems to matter. Their secrets lies in solving societal problems of knowledge, coordination, and incentives. So, institutional memory can help lengthen or even strengthen otherwise short and subjective minds. So, a social institution, it is an interrelated system of social norms and social roles that are organized and provide patterns of behaviors that contribute to meeting the basic social needs of the society. For example, here is the societies need laws, education, basically, and an economic system. So, the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS, it is the National Bureau of Economic Research. It is a private research agency, are all examples of economic institutions. So, the constitution of a country lays down basic rules on powers and functions of each institution. So, the prime minister and the cabinet take all policy decisions. So, the civil servants take the steps to to implement ministers decisions. Like the civil servants take the steps to implement ministers decisions. So next one is we will be knowing or tackling on more about on the Code of Kalitan. So Code of Kalitan means you shall not kill, or neither shall you steal, neither shall you do harm to the aged, or lest you incur the danger of death. All those who infringe this order shall be condemned to death by being drowned in the river or even in a boiling water. Article 2, you shall obey. Like, let all your debts with the headman be met punctually. Like, he who does not obey shall receive for the first time 100 lashes. If the debt is large, then he shall be condemned to thrust his hand in a boiling water thrice. For the second time, he shall be beaten to death. So, Article 3, obey you. Let no one have women that are very young nor more than he can support, nor be given to excessive loss. Like, he who does not comply with is to obey and observe this order shall be condemned to swim for 3 hours for the first time, and for the second time to be beaten to death with sharp thorns. Article 4, observe and obey, meaning to say, let no one disturb the quiet of the graves, so that when passing by the caves and trees where they are, we need to give respect to them. Like, he who does not observe this shall be killed by ants or beaten to death with thorns. So next, Article 5, you shall obey. And then Article 6 is you shall be obligated to revere sites that are held in respect, like such as those of trees of recognized worth and other sites. And then Article 7, this shall be put to death. Article 8, slavery for dome, or meaning to say a certain period of time. Next, all this shall be beaten for around 2 days. Like, who sing while traveling by night, kill the manual, tear the documents belonging to the headmen, are malicious liars, or who mock the dead. Next is, it is decreed an obligation. Next one is, these shall be born, baby, born. Next, this shall be droned, like all who interfere with their superiors or their owners or masters. Next is, all this shall be exposed to ants for a half day. Next, this shall be made slave for life. Next one is concerning beliefs and superstitions, like this shall be bitten, who eat the diseased flesh of beasts, which they hold in respect, or the herb, which they consider good, who wound or kill the young of the manual, or the white monkey. Next page. This shall be killed, who profane sites where idols are kept. Next. Those who do not cause these rules to be obeyed. So, next one is, who proclaimed the Code of Kalitan? So, Code of Kalitan is proclaimed by Dato Bendahara Kalantiao. He is the third chief of Panay born in Aklan. That one is established his government in the peninsula of Batang, Aklan, Sakop. So, he is considered the first Filipino lawgiver that he promulgated about 1433, a penal code known as Code of Kalitan, containing 18 articles. So, what is the real meaning of Kalantiao? Dato Kalantiao, or also called as Raha Bendahara Kalantiao, sometimes spelled Kalantiao. It is, by the way, it is a mythical Filipino character who was said to have created the first legal code in the Philippines. So, the Kalantiao code is known for that one is known around 1433. So, what is the purpose of Kalantiao code? So, subsequently, throughout the 20th century, many scholars in both the Philippines and the United States accepted Marcos pre-colonials on what we called source material. So, that was a face value. So, chief among these was the Code of Kalitan, which listed 18 orders for the proper punishment of certain moral and social transgressions. So, what is Code of Kalitan in criminology? The most extensive and severe law that prescribes harsh punishments, meaning to say that this code contains 18 articles, are only but enough to maintain peace and harmony. Meaning to say that this code was decreed by Dato Kalitan about 100 years before the coming of the the coming of the Spanish colonizers. So, if you guys are asking if why is it that Code of Kalitan is known to be the mythical legal code of Maragtas, so in this case, it is famous epic story of Maragtas. Like, there was this mythical legal code called the Code of Kalitan. It was named after its supposed author, like who is Dato Kalitan, who allegedly wrote it in around 1433. So, Dato Kalitan is a chief on the island of Negros. It was written about by Jose E. Next is Bilibid Prison, San Ramon Prison, and Penal Farm. So, the old Bilibid Prison, which was located on Oroqueta Street in Manila, was established in 1847 and by a royal decree formally opened on April 10, 1866. So, the construction began in 1936 with a budget of 1 million pesos. And then, around 1940s, the prisoners' equipment and facilities were transferred to the new prison. And then the new prisoners' equipment and facilities were transferred from Old Bilibid to the new prison, which was officially named as the New Bilibid Prison, basically. And then the remnants of the old facility became the Manila City Jail. So where is San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm located? It is located on the province of Zamboanga. The penal farm of the San Ramon Prison is situated in the province of Zamboanga on the southern tip of the large island of Mindanao. So, what is the region of Ramon Prison and Penal Farm? Based on the Buckhorst online data, or the Bureau of Corrections, that the San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm was established on August 21, 1870 through a royal decree promulgated in 1869 during the tenure of Governor General Ramon Blanco. So, it is said that the facility was originally established for persons convicted of political crimes. So, when the San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm in Zamboanga City was established. So if you guys are asking, it is August 21, 1869, if I am not mistaken. So it was on August 29, 1869 that the San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm in Zamboanga City were established under the section of 1720 of the Revised Administrative Code. So, what is the product of San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm? Established on August 21, 1869, as I've said a while ago, this one is the oldest correctional facility in the country. Secondary product here is the rice, corn, coffee, cattle, and livestock. Next topic is we will be tackling more about an Iwahig Penal Colony. So, this unique prison without bars was established by the Americans in around 1904. The inmates tend vast farms instead of idly spending time behind the bars. And then the more enterprising earn by making handicrafts and other productive activities during their spare time. So Iwahig has since become synonymous to finely handcrafted bags and other souvenir items. And then the Iwahig Prison and Penal Farm is one of the most popular prisons in the Philippines. Yeah, it was also established in 1902 by the United States for the Filipino prisoners who had fought with the American during their colonization in the Philippines. And then the Iwahig Prison and Penal Farm is located at Barangay Iwahig, Palawan, and it is around 30-minute ride from the province capital Puerto Princesa. Like currently, it houses around 4,000 inmates. And then this facility was established during the American occupation. And then it was, however, that during the Spanish regime, that Puerto Princesa was designated as a place where offenders sentenced to banishment were exiled. So, a specific area of Puerto Princesa was selected as the site for a correctional facility. So, as I've said, we are talking to correctional facility. So next topic is all about a correctional institution for. Okay, so the correctional institution for women, or CU, it is a women's prison located in Mandaluyong, like Metro Manila, Philippines. Like the prison is operated by the Bureau of Corrections. So, what are the two correctional institutes for women in the Philippines? The two is, first is the San Ramon Prison and Penal Farm, Zamboanga City, and Leyte Regional Prison in Abuyog, Leyte. So, the correctional institution for women, it is a women prison located in Mandaluyong, Metro Manila, Philippines. the prison also is operated by the Bureau of Corrections. And then the prison first opened on around 18-hectare property on February 14, 1931. And then previously, women were held at the old Bilibid prison. The new Bilibid Prison or NBP in Muntinlupa, Metro Manila is the main insular penitentiary designed to house the prison population of the Philippines. It is maintained by the Bureau of Corrections or the BUCOR under the Department of Justice. So, what are the two satellite units of the new Bilibid Prison? At the present, the new Bilibid Prison operates two satellite units, the Bukang Liwayway Camp and the Sampaguita Camp. Who is the head of New Bilibid Prison? It is headed by Corrections Director General Usik Gerald Kitalig Bantag. Davao Penal Colony. It is the Davao Prison and Penal Farm. Formerly, the Davao Penal Colony was established on January 21, 1932 in Panabo City, Davao del Norte, Philippines. It has a land area of 30,000 hectares with a prison reservation of 8,000 hectares. So, who founded Davao Penal Colony? Governor Dwight Davis on October 7, 1931, Governor Dwight Davis signed Proclamation 414 which reserved a site for penal colony in Davao Province in Mindanao, and on January 21, 1932 is the Davao Penal Colony was formally established under Act number 3732. So the main product of Davao Penal Colony is the abaca, banana, rice, copra, cattle, and other farm products, and now the biggest abaca plantation in the country. So, the Davao Penal Colony was formed in southern Philippines in around 1932 on a land about 30,000 hectares in size. So, the prison complex itself had an area of about 8,000 hectares. So, next one is Sablayan Penal Colony and Farm. What is Sablayan Penal Colony and Farm all about? So, Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm, nearer to Manila than other penal colonies, was the Sablayan Penal Colony is located in Occidental Mindoro and relatively the new established on September 26, 1954 by virtue of a presidential proclamation number 72. So, this one is the new penal colony, has a total of land area of around approximately 16,190 hectares, if I'm not mistaken. So, under what agency is Sablayan Penal Farm? Sablayan Penal Farm is under by agency of the Bureau of Corrections, or mas known siya na to as called as the BUCOR. So, when is the Sablayan Penal Colony and Farm established? That one is established on September 26, 1954 by virtue of Presidential Proclamation number. Next one is the Leyte Regional Prison. Leyte Regional Prison was found in Aboyog, Leyte. It was established on January 16, 1973 under Proclamation 1101 during the martial law with the aim of regionalizing prisons in the country. Like the last penal facility is to be built by the Bureau of Prisons. So, it is established on January 16, 1973 at the Leyte Regional Prison is situated 66 kilometers from Tacloban City. So, it is the regional capital. And then, the colony is within 861.66 hectare forested area and then 20 kilometers south from Aboyog Town Center. So, the Leyte Regional Prison or LRP was created by virtue of PD number 28 and was established on January 16, 1973 under the Presidential Decree number 1101. So, what does Provincial Jail mean? So insular and national prisoner, that one is the one who is sentenced to a prison term of 3 years and 1 day to death. And then provincial prisoner, it is the one who is sentenced to a prison term of 6 months and 1 day to 3 years. The vision for it is an improved detention facility with competent staff rendering professional jail services for reformation of inmates. And then the mission is, we at the Provincial Jail commits to provide human safekeeping and reformatory services to inmates for eventual reintegration and mainstreaming to society. And we are also guided by the values of integrity, teamwork, and professionalism. So, OFA's mandate this one is to provide human safekeeping and basic development of all municipal and provincial prisoner. Core values is integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Currently, the local jails are under the jurisdiction of 2 different authorities. City, municipal, and district jails are under the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, while provincial and sub-provincial jails are under the concerned provincial government. Public Attorney's Office. Who can avail of PAO services? Number 1, and Republic Act Number 6035, the PAO is mandated to represent free of charge indigents and other persons qualified for legal assistance in all civil, criminal, labor, and administrative and other quasi-judicial cases where, after due evaluation, it is determined that the interest of justice will be served hereby. Powers and functions, that is, the PAO shall independently discharge its mandate to render, free of charge, legal representation, assistance, and counseling to indigent persons in criminal, civil, labor, administrative, and other quasi-judicial cases. So it means that the PAO have the power and functions, or we people have the power and functions to coordinate with the PAO services. So that is all my report for today, ma'am. So, thank you and see you in my next video.